Does anyone have a question? For those of you that attend the Monday night class, there will be a class tomorrow night. I announced earlier that there wouldn't be because I have to have this eye procedure. But there's no reason not to have class. I mean, Jennifer can do it and she does it really well. And there will be a class tomorrow night. When I have this procedure, I really can't do this. It really just, there's not much I can do all day. The irritation and everything else that takes place. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, Bob.
Can you so transmission of energy can transpire uh, either eyes open or eyes closed. Can you clarify that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, one of the reasons Rudy developed this meditation with the eyes open is that you can look into somebody's eyes and you can see the deepest part of their inner being. And the energy of the class, the Shakti, is transmitted through the eyes. That energy goes into the system of people in the class and act as a catalyst to develop the chakras, to give one that nurturing, that strength, that nourishment inside that can really, develop a chakra system that's connected to spirit, higher energy in the universe. Now, there's another reason which I learned through doing this. We live in the world with our eyes open, and everything takes us out of ourselves. When we look at all the madness and craziness, the stuff that goes on in life, not just political and economic, but in our interrelationships with people and family and friendships, social interactions. Everything drags our energy out of us. And by doing this meditation with the eyes open, you're centered below the navel, right at the core of your being, where there's grounding, foundation, there's harmony and balance. At the same time, you're connected to life. So you're centered inside, building that foundation, and at the same time, you're living in the world. So we learn how to build detachment that way, how to build inside ourselves a strong enough system that allows us to not be sucked dry by the tension and all the stuff that goes on in the world. And that's again political and economic and then you get down to very interpersonal relationships we have with family, friends, jobs, people we have to deal with every day. All of it sucks our energy out of us. We need to be strong enough not to allow this to happen. So when Rudy developed this meditation, he developed it as an open eye meditation because one has to be in the world and be free of the world at exactly the same time. That enables us to live our lives in the moment. So I think it's a very important factor in this meditation that we do it with our eyes open. And there's a third thing that's a little bit more humorous. Look, I spent 30 years in the Asian art business. I handled Buddhas from literally the second century to the 19th century. I never saw a Buddha with their eyes closed. I never saw one. Every wonderful sculpture I ever had interacted with in my business and my life of a Buddha, the eyes are open. Not only was the eyes open, but the whole inner focus was in this chakra right below the navel. So this is something that dates in a very ancient way. And I know most meditations that people do, they do with their eyes closed. And they tell me they find it easier, this and that. And, easier is not the question. Can we be centered in ourselves and live in the world at exactly the same time. That is not easy to do. And that requires an incredible inner strength to be able to do it. So when Rudy developed this meditation exercise, he developed it in a twofold way: the connection with spirit by building a chakra system, and we have karma. We have to live in the world, and we live in the world with our eyes open, and we can't allow the external world to suck all our energy out of us. So it's a twofold practice. And frankly, I always tell you that I do it, and I've been doing it a very long time. For one reason, it works, for God's sake. Why do something that doesn't work? Why do something because somebody else tells you about it and blah, 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 and you're deluded? But when you really do this meditation practice, it enables you to be centered. It enables you to be in the world. It enables you to take care of your karma and all the stuff that you have to take care on a day-to-day basis without allowing life to suck you dry. So I think that it's a remarkable thing that Rudy developed because it takes care of every level of development that we need to develop socially, we need to develop economically, but in most cases, when people develop socially and economically, it sucks their whole life out of them. And by the time they're 40 and 50 years old, I mean, they're like dried out, prunes. There's no more juice. It's all sucked into life. I mean, they live in palaces and you look in their eyes and they're half dead. So it's a good question, Bob. And I think I should be really more oftenly explain this to people, why we do what we do and how essential it is to learn how to be centered and to be in the world at the same time. Does anyone else have a question they would like to?
Stuart, I have another question.
Okay, good.
So part of the meditation exercise, your eyes are closed. So do we work differently in that kind of a,
Just keep your eyes focused on it. Don't worry about what my eyes are doing. I mean, sometimes I close them and and in 30 seconds, 20, they're open again. They just focus, keep the eyes open because the eyes are absorbing Shakti. And my job is to be a channel for that Shakti so that every person sitting in this meditation, if they're doing the meditation properly, can receive that energy and build inside themselves a connection with spirit, as well as a strength that enables them to work out their karma on a day-to-day basis. So don't worry about what my eyes are doing. Just take in the energy. If your eyes get tired, if they get a little burning, just close them for some seconds and relax them, and then open them again and allow them to receive the Shakti. Otherwise, you just cut yourself off, completely cut off from the energy of the meditation. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
thank you, Stuart. Very good.
Welcome, Bob. Good questions, important questions. You got to remember, all of you, and me too, we're not born in the cosmos. You know, we're not born on some in some angelic sphere of consciousness where everything is perfect and we brought into a world of endless conflict, positive and negative, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. We have to learn to be connected to this higher in order to deal with it, to have the strength to not allow this world that we are born into to suck all our energy out of us. And people, oh, there'll one day be paradise on earth. I don't believe there'll ever be paradise on earth. Because what I really believe is as long as there's one mind ticking in the world, there's going to be a war somewhere in the world. Whether it's countries fighting or families fighting or people, interacting with each other with tension and neurosis and anxiety, it's just the nature of this world we live in. And what we have to learn from it, how do I get stronger inside? How do I begin to learn to be at peace with myself? Once you learn to be at peace with yourself, you can deal with the tensions of the world. You begin to see a whole different kind of reality. I hope what I'm talking about is clear because the answer is always inside us. It's not out there. It's always where you want to really go deep in yourself. You'll find a way of dealing with everything out there. Your money problems, your family problems, your this, your that, your own problems, stuff that you were raised with as a kid. All of it begins to transform itself if we get that inner quiet, that inner peace within ourselves. Does anyone else have a question?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes,
It
Paul.
it just came to my mind that sometimes emotions they come up very quickly. It's very difficult to deal with emotions from time to time or so, and I wonder how. I know you have to bring them down to the navel, but in practice, it is not so
Paul,
easy.
if you develop chi inside you,
Mm,
if you develop the rootedness, the power inside you that I talk about, you can transform all your emotions into joy, into love, into harmony and balance. It's like a tree. You understand? Your inner life needs roots, it needs foundation, and then there are leaves and flowers and you know, and there's winter and summer and spring and autumn, and it all gets transformed. Nature's a great teacher of this, but we need to build that rootedness inside. Then we have the power. It's like I once wrote a book called A Lotus Flower in Muddy Waters. We're all a bunch of lotus flowers that live in muddy waters. And in order to allow ourselves to open and really embrace the sun, like a lotus flower does, we have to have those roots and that grounding. And we have to do it living in this world of conflict and muddy water. We have to learn how to build that. And that's what the meditation is for, to learn how to develop that kind of inner strength. So when you feel anger, you instantly have the capacity to bring it in to the core of your being and transform it into chi, into strength. Now, this takes time to do. It's not a thing you do like you walk in the living room and turn on the light and suddenly everything is clear. It takes time to and literally to transform your inner life, to become that lotus flower growing out of muddy waters. So you got to have patience. And trust me, I've been doing this a long time, Paul. It takes time. You know, I mean, 30, 40 years ago, I mean, I was a pretty unwieldy, neurotic young man. And God bless my teacher who had the patience to give me the training I needed to transform all that stuff into a deeper sense of surrender in myself, openness in myself, and a connection with spirit. Same thing with thoughts. They come, my God, they blitz us. But if you are grounded inside, you can bring it down. You bring it down. It turns into harmony, balance, foundation, chi. Chi is the essence of all the martial arts. What we do in its own strange way is like a martial art. But we're not up against somebody in a ring. You understand? We're up against life. We have to transform ourselves so that we can live in balance with life. And it's great to spend your day living with an open heart instead of anger and rage, and being upset at everything in the world and screaming at politicians and the money problems and all that stuff. You know, your heart's open. And I can live here and I can really experience what I was born here to experience: love, joy, happiness, the highest levels of my own humanity. And frankly, it's wonderful when I see that in somebody else's eyes. It really is. I mean, it's just a joy for me to look at it and there's that twinkle in their eyes. They got it. They finally got it. The purpose. When I was a kid, I used to, what is my purpose here? Well, I finally got it. It's just to be a happy guy, a happy person. And then all the rest of it comes, the money, the relationships, the, you know, social interactions. It all is possible without us getting crazy. We deal with life that way. We deal with death that way. Both of them are essential for the evolution of the soul. When somebody is born, there's love, there's joy, there's people die, there's sorrow, and it's all part of the evolution of the soul. We have to be born, we have to die for the soul to evolve. So everything should be full of joy. I like the smile on your face, Paul. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you. God bless you all. There'll be class this evening. Pat will teach, and then there will be a class tomorrow evening. So thank you and bless you all. Have a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.